natin si Eka Soriano on the side of Biñan. Maybe we can get the report here coming from Chantal. Of course, Eka Soriano, one of the main playmakers here for BIñan TATAK Gel Angels and Chak Kabinbin.
Good recognition there by a cutting Kabinbin towards the basket, able to find a way to get a shot up and in for TATAK Gel Angels.
Credit that dish also coming from Cheeky Faraon. And right now, story on the sidelines by Chantal.
Dap, yes, I'm going to update you later kung bakit nga hindi natin mamataan ngayon sa Eka of Biñan. Pero sa ngayon, let's give an update regarding what their strategy is coming into this game. Kanina nga, nakausap ko si head coach Zach Ascueta at ang sabi niya, they want to reclaim the win that they had against Batangas, New Zealand BLUEFIRE in round 1 and equally bounce back from their season's first and recent loss against Akari Sparks. Sabi nga ni coach, their long-term goal is makuha ang championship, kaya naman game by game, one by one, they want to improve. Kaya naman for this game, hindi daw niya masyadong binigyan ng pressure ang koponan. He just wants them to be ready. Nang matanong ko nga rin sila kung ano ba yung naging biggest factor for their loss during their recent matchup. At yun daw ay ang kanilang 3-point shooting. Naintindihan naman daw niya na minsan hindi maganda ang shooting ng kanyang team pero wala daw siyang pinagsisisihan sa inilaro nila during that matchup. Kaya ngayon titingnan natin if makakabawi sila. Yan muna. Balik sa inyo.
Thank you so much, Chantal, for those updates. Of course, that long-term goal, that long-term plan is something that they envision for BIñan TATAK Gel Angels, led by Coach Jack Ascueta. The future is really bright for this system. They talked about how they're getting some troubles or difficulties in terms of that outside shots, but coming off the bench, isa sa mga strength yan na mga guards sila, just like sila Sachi Menes, sila Francine Heli.
What a move though! Back-to-back baskets there for Castillo, coming up from a 3-point shot again. And this time just gracefully putting it up and in on this last sequence.
A clear reminder, seeing our Hotel Sogo so clean, so good. Play of the quarter, Kate Castillo with some ballerina moves in those reverses and conversions. Inside the Alonte Sports Arena, and so far we are filled with a lot of supporters in the WMPBL. At syempre, todo suporta sila dito sa Biñan, Laguna. Dumadayo pa mula north hanggang south para lang suportahan ang ating women's basketball players here in the pros. Back in action here halfway through chapter number 1. And Kate Castillo, mind you, so far with an immediate 10-point contribution already for Coach Cholo Villanueva. Tonko has it. Choosing Snow, went for that fake against Ara. Losing control of the leather. Monique has it.
Monique Del Carmen rather, trying to find a way to get a foul, and she does against Castillo.
Some replacements para sa panig ng Biñan, and inserted in for the first time for Biñan itong si Justin Domingo. replacing Luisa San Juan. Their second one as a team, just observing what happened in the first round. With rebounds silang pumapangalawan, even with in the first round. With rebounds silang pumapangalawan, even with assists. That was Shiki Faraon. Faraon with 4 points immediately here. Kate Castillo with hot hands and 13 points.
Castillo's third three-point shot of the game so far, and we're only in the first quarter. She's got the hot hands.
What an answer. Jack says, okay, you disrespected me without defending me. You gotta put your hands up.
She's gonna give it to you.
Kate with a response. 4 3-pointer for Kate Castillo. And make that 16 big points. Sweet 16 for the not so sweet but aggressive Kate Castillo in the first quarter.
Beautiful basketball being shown here by Kate Castillo.
Seeing how she asked for a screen. That was the first 3-pointer she had. That's third one from the corner.
If you're BIñAN TATAK Gel Angels, you're going to have to find a way to limit Kate Castillo's shots on the from the outside.
And clearly, that is not just the strength of Kate Castillo, her outside shots, but she also had an opportunity to go up against Sabrina Ionescu when she went here in the Philippines last year. And she actually won against Sabrina Ionescu, a WNBA player, and
Trying to rest his case with the game official that there was a foul.
but I think that's something that they can take advantage of right now, that Kate Castillo is on the sidelines. Wala muna yung hot shooting, pahinga muna in her 16-point production. Now a chance also for BIñAN TATAK Gel Angels to have better executions here with 1 minute and 23 seconds remaining.
Chiqui Faraon now picking up her second personal foul. That was against Afril Bernardino.
The jumper went short. Afril. Go for that pump.
Foul is called number 19, Juan Santos. That's her first personal. 14 foul for the BIñAN TATAK Gel Angels. Second time. Team free throws for Afril Bernardino.
6-point advantage for Batangas, New Zealand. Although Afril missed the first one again. It's Afril Bernardino and Monique Del Carmen, the top scorers at the end of round number 1. Afril medyo ngumingiti-ngiti pa from that free throw. And I think kapag mas lighter yung aura niya, pag mas ine-enjoy niya. And she is able to convert from the charity stripe. Afril Bernardino averaging 13.8 points per contest. What a cut by Monique Del Carmen.
Good connection there by Paraiso and Monique.
If I'm not mistaken, yung players dito from BIñAN, they really train here. So dumadayo sila all the way from Manila or from the north, papunta dito. Del Carmen a bit hesitant to go for that bucket. Behind the back pass, Bernardino, a bit fancy also in those dishes.
Here we see that jump shot by Monique Del Carmen from Paraiso. Chuchi Paraiso. Good find on the inside.
So a lot of players coming off the bench para sa panig ng Biñan. Also, the different players we are witnessing para sa panig ni Coach Cholo Villanueva for Batangas. 5 puntos ang kalamangan nila. Some outside shots not falling for the women in white. Camille going for that bounce pass. 3-pointer went short. And game clock winded down. It is Batangas will find themselves in command of the first quarter, led by 16-point production of Kate Castillos. Do Peñaranda also getting some help here for their team. They're up here by 5 points. Meanwhile, para naman sa panig ng Biñan, some shuffle of players para makakuha pa sila ng tulong dito. Monique Del Carmen, 5 points on this game, 26-21 at the end of the first 10 minutes of this ball game. Supporters here in the Alonte Sports Arena here in Biñan. Of course, maraming salamat ulit sa lahat ng ating mga viewers out there. Free admission lang po tayo dito sa Alonte Sports Arena in Biñan. With easy layup drive by Chaka Binbin, helping her team out to cut the lead by only 3 points. Binbin with a double-digit production already here. We forgot to highlight her on this game.
Jack has contributed quite early on in the first quarter.
Almost a nice defense at the back, but this is a 4-0 run para sa panig ng Biñan right after the timeout called, or correction, after the end of our chapter number 1. At ngayon, 1 puntos na lang hinahabol nila. Aquino has it against Pasha, won't go. Jack with a steal. And a chance to take over the advantage. MG trying to negotiate with one of our referees because she thought it will be called for an offensive foul.
Instead of pushing foul, will be called against Alang.
Yep. I'm probably too aggressive, no, yung naging defense, but better in that play. Trying to stop itong si Chaka Binbin, acknowledging that Chak got the hot hands for the Angels right now with 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. 3 assists, so all-around agad, Ross, kang pinapakita nitong si Chak.
Good
And
production.
1. Some players coming off the bench with an immediate impact, and that would be Chak. Correction, that would be Chuchi Paraiso.
Chuchi Paraiso finding her way this time, making that shot, and a bonus for the Angels.
Even getting that bonus point. And now they take over 28 to 26.
Camille Claro will earn her points from the line.
Mind you, this is a 6-0 run here in the second quarter. Still scoreless in the second quarter, itong panig ng Batangas. But on the sidelines, we got another story to hear from Chantal.
Yes, Daphne, but we did see a good start for the Batangas New Zealand Blue Fire during the first quarter. At yan daw ay dahil kinaghandaan talaga ng Batangas team ang larong ito with a full week of preparation. Sabi nga ni Coach Cholo Villanueva, they had a thorough viewing of the round 1 game against the BIñAN TATAK Angels to see what their schemes were and how they could better adjust. Kwento nga ni Coach, they have to improve in controlling the shooters of their opponent. Ironic nga raw dahil one of the top scorers of the TATAK Angels, Luisa San Juan, was actually his player during college in Lasal. Kaya that might have also been an advantage daw for the BIñAN team during their round 1 game. Pero ngayon, mas handa na raw sila. And to answer your question earlier, Eka Soriano is out for this game because of work-related reasons. At hindi lang siya, pero wala rin si Ria Nabalan. Kaya naman sabi ng BIñAN TATAK Angels, they really have to step up dahil wala ang dalawa sa kanilang top players. Now the question is, will this be an advantage for the Batangas New Zealand Blue Fire? Balik sa inyo.
Thank you so much, Chantal. And so far, I think the disadvantage that we are seeing is when Kate Castillo seated on the sidelines. Dahil ngayon, Batangas ang naghahabol. Kalang went for the three-pointer and she launched a three-pointer which was really necessary on their side to take over and be back on the driver's seat. Claro. They'll try to orchestrate the offense. They're up here by 2 points. Nice defense. Kick out pass. They pick Aquino, too strong in the jumper. Chuck losing control of that possession. Claudes unable to secure it. Claro has the leather here. Kick out pass. Corner 3 by MG. Shots ain't falling for the women in blue. Almost a steal by MG though.
There was a good defensive stop by MG Kalang for the New Zealand Blue Fire. And the possession going back their way. And here we see that MG Kalang 3-point shot.
5 points so far for MG Kalang. Still no Kate Castillo, but Ashel Bernardino is back on track.
3-second violation called here on Janisho. Took just a little too long on the inside.
Five minutes and 55 seconds remaining here. Justin. Another conversion here para sa koponan ng BIñAN.
Good look there by Justine Domingo.
Look at the answer by Talas. Corner three-pointer also.
Del Carmen forcing contact from Rosel Janisho.
Justin Domingo firing a three-pointer and an answer by Jill Talas from the corner. And Monique Del Carmen trying to respond also with that speed. to penetrate her way inside, and now she'll be earning her points from the charity stripe. Zero out of 2 for Monique Del Carmen. So the biggest lead of Batangas was at 7 points earlier, and now only by 2 points. Let's also utilize this chance to say hi to all of our viewers on Facebook, pati na rin sa YouTube. Maraming salamat po sa pagsuporta sa ating WMPBL players.
Coach's challenge here for an out of bounds. Okay, that's an unsuccessful coach's challenge by the BIñAN TATAK Gel Angels. So no more challenge for the white shirts.
Onko has the cookie here, launching a 3-pointer. Di gagana. No cash. Withdrawn in that play. Del Carmen. Ball movements happening here. Passion able to get it. So warning will be made here against Coach Jack Escueta. Isa na lang ay matitechnical na. I think earlier there was a warning on the bench, and now warning against their head coach. Afril. That's really pulling the trigger was Afril Bernardino. Kingo trying to go for a response. Pero makikita mo, Monique Del Carmen just loving every contact. Afril Bernardino with their first 3-pointer on this game.
The reason why the New Zealand Batangas BLUEFIRE have been shooting more threes, or rather able to make more threes now in this second game, is coming off from their first meeting where BIñAN was more efficient with 10 out of 30 attempts on their 3-point shooting, while Batangas was at 16.7% only with 6 out of 36 made 3-point shots. So we see early on here in the first half that the Batangas New Zealand BLUEFIRE have improved their 3-point percentage.
Now Batangas still on top by 3 points, 38-35.
Nice block there by Monique Del Carmen against Afril Bernardino.
And a foul will be called against Batangas. Chaka Binbin's aggressiveness to fly her way inside. That will be against Jonicio. Sorry, miss for Chak from Charity Stripe. Tonko picking Kate. No look pass. Conversion not present by Jonicio. Trying to knock down a triple. Nope, Pasha escaping it through. Still won't work. Pero andun ang offensive rebound. Luisa San Juan went for that fake short. And another triple. A lot of chances para sa panig ng BIñAN TATAK Angels. But apparently, offense is becoming a problem on their side. Shots not falling. Distribution of ball is present. Pero probably unlucky. Afril on the other hand.
Good patience there by Afril. Well, the three-point percentage of BIñAN has been down 25% so far in this game, while Batangas making more leeway on their three-point percentage.
4-point game with 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Epic Chak. Monique fires for triple short. Pasha with another offensive rebound. One-on-one. Seeing that advantage against Tonko. And she converts.
Good baseline move there by Pasha.
What a pass. And an end one. Chak Kabinbin.
That must be one of the highlights of the game so far.
What a court vision by Chak Kabinbin. Immediately connecting to Luisa San Juan, who did not waste the trust. This is our Hotel Sogo. So good play of the quarter. What about Luisa San Juan, Chuchi Paraiso, these two players formerly part of the DLSU under Coach Chola Villanueva. But here in the pros, they gotta go up against the coach who molded them to where they are today.
Tied at 40 points each. Luisa San Juan couldn't break that barrier.
Andrea Tonko knocking down the first one from the line. That's her first conversion. But so far, Tonko with 5 assists for Batangas, New Zealand, with only 97 seconds remaining here in the first half. Luisa. Went for that screen, hindi ginamit. Jumper won't work for Justin and Kate. The advance, an easy two-pointer here. Kate Castillo is definitely back to help out Batangas to extend this into a 4-point gap. Timeout here. watching us live here at the Alonte Sports Arena here in Biñan, Laguna. At gusto lang namin mag-hello kay Boss Philip na nanonood dito sa gilid. Sobrang lupit niyan na
Hello,
floor
sir.
director. Hands
Hello,
up
sir.
all around.
Here, there, and everywhere.
Yup. Always and forever.
Ano pang itutugtog natin?
Wala na. 68 seconds remaining here. Timeout called earlier. Probably an ending that they wish to side for Biñan. Talking about Coach Jack Ascueta's team. Monique went for that J. Nope. Sorry, miss. Snow Peñaranda back in action also.
Less than a minute remaining in the second quarter. And Tonko able to lay it in for Batangas New Zealand BLUEFIRE.
And that's the reason why there are 3-man waves, no? Which was so well executed too. Against 3, not a problem for Snow Peñaranda and the rest of Batangas as they are in the driver's seat, 46-40.
5 seconds to shoot here for Biñan. Monique Del Carmen unable to put that in.
10 seconds to shoot, but only 13 seconds in the game clock. A lot of 4 shots happening here on the side of Biñan. What a dish. Peñaranda almost losing control of that. Getting it the second time around.
Peñaranda in the nick of time just before the first quarter ends.
And how do you like this sweet ending in the first half? Seeing our second quarter highlights, indeed a collective effort helped out itong Batangas New Zealand BLUEFIRE to be in advantage by 8 big points, 18 points for Kate Castillo, but some help by Afril Bernardino with 8 points. Even MG Kaalang with 5 points. Biñan will try to bounce back in the second half later on. 48-40 at the end of our first half in action. Batangas, New Zealand, Blue Fire having the taste of the biggest advantage so far on this ball game. Although, a bit of an up and down scenario in the second quarter dahil nga bigla rin sila naghabol. But with that shuffle of players by Coach Cholo, mukhang andun yung familiarity, knowing the strengths and the weaknesses of his team. But talking about our halftime stats.
Talking about the halftime stats and, you know, the numbers being produced by these two teams, 3-point percentage, whopping 58% for Batangas, New Zealand Blue Fire at 7 out of 12 and only 3 out of 15 for the BIñAN TATAK Gel Angels, which, as we mentioned earlier, either they have to improve coming into the second half or be able to sustain their field goal percentage to be able to continue to be in this game. While in the rebounding department, 29 out of 23 in favor of the BIñAN TATAK Gel Angels. And although Batangas, New Zealand Blue Fire limiting their turnovers to 7, have 13 assists and 23 rebounds.
Now, talking about our top scorers, Chaka Binbin with 15 big points, followed by Monique Del Carmen with 7 and Dan Pasha with 4 para naman kay Coach Cholo. For Batangas, Kate Castillo with 18, Afril Bernardino with 8 points, and MG Kalang with 5 points on this game. And like what you've made mention, dun sa first half numbers pa lang, may mga separation na rin na nangyayari. But also, pagdating sa ating fast break points, that could be the advantage here para sa panig ng Batangas, New Zealand Blue Fire having 13 while BIñAN only had 8. Pero kung titingnan din natin yung lineup, no, I think that's one of the reasons kung bakit nagkaroon ng shuffle ng players itong si Coach Cholo. Pinagpahinga yung core players niya like sila Snow, yung mga first 5 niya, sila Afril, sila Kate. Nung pag-insert in din ng mga smaller players, nagkaroon din talaga ng run and gun situations.
And it's a very good improvement and an adjustment that they likely have made during their review of their first round game, as mentioned earlier by Chantal in her report. As you know, BIñAN produced 49 points and dominated that second bench production, while Batangas only had 12. So they heavily relied on their starting lineup in their first game with each other, and now we see their bench producing more points for the team.
Of course, we'd like to say hi to all of our viewers once more on Facebook as well as on YouTube. This is our final game in this double-header Sunday. Of course, we see here players from BIñAN TATAK Gel Angels, Chuchi Paraiso, and Monique Del Carmen trying to find their connection also on this game. Maraming salamat po. Hindi ko na mapigilan.
Marami
Thank
talagang
you po,
salamat.
as in.
We see quite an improvement on the shot selection and inside presence of Batangas to be able to bounce back in this game against the BIñAN TATAK Gel Angels. We see them able to utilize their dribble penetration and they're going for the higher percentage shots. And there has been a challenge for their second unit or their bench to produce more than the starters did in their first matchup in round 1.
And now again, both teams, pareho sila ng team standings with a 4-1 record. And immediately, whoever will win this game will be on top of our team standings. Second round na po tayo here in the WMPBL. Free admissions tayo. Free admission dito sa Alonte Sports Arena. And make sure na naka-like and follow na kayo kasi sayang naman para masubaybayan nyo at masuportahan natin ang ating women's basketball players. Of course, present at the venue is Honorable Mayor Jel Alonte supporting BIñan TATAK Jel Angels. And of course, we have here also Coach Alan Mangahas. Nakasuporta din dito. One of the assistant coaches of BIñan TATAK Jel Angels. Yan sila Coach Alan. Mga coaches din yan, no? In the juniors division of the MPBL. And right now, in a moment, second half of action is about to begin. What strategies will be made and will be executed for the Angels? Let's find out. Will Batangas just prove once again of their consistency here in the second half, or will be shaken? Let's find out. Third quarter reassurement action here in this 8-point game. Monique, with an early three-pointer, how do you like it?
Like it very much.
So much. Absolutely, definitely. Monique Del Carmen with an immediate impression na, okay guys, you gotta guard me.
That's a good way to open the third quarter for BIñan TATAK Angels. But the
Meanwhile,
counter,
Yep.
yes, via Frill Bernardino.
The veteran. 5-time UAAP champion lang naman. Etong si Afril Bernardino.
In and out there for Monique Del Carmen. Kate Castillo continuing to produce.
Feeling ko kung makaka-shooting natin, Ross, si Kate, papaturo tayo ng mga, paano maging ganun, no? Yung
Ayun.
everywhere.
Oh. And off the glass this time.
Yup.
For Kate Castillo. Luisa getting that kiss off the glass.
Yep, and I think they really got that green light to go for those shots, to actually go dun sa mga comfortable positions sila, comfortable shots, to avoid, to take some triggers na hindi naman sila, kumbaga, hindi naman yun yung strength nila. And so far, it has been helping. Itong BIñan TATAK Jel Angels, SAILUN tire, but still down by 7 points though. Lozada kicks it out. Lipik Tonko, top of the key three.
3-point production again for the for the Batangas New Zealand Blue Fire rather.
Luisa has the leather here. Jack with a dish underneath.
Pushing foul is called number 18, Andrea Tonko gets her first personal warning of the Batangas New Zealand Blue Fire.
Andrea Tonko with a pushing foul here, but we see Tonko landing that 3-point shot for Batangas.
14 on the shot clock. Holding foul is called number 17, Castillo. That's her second personal, 2 on Batangas.
A holding foul will be called there against Kate Castillo.
Warning on the
With Ara Abaka unable to get that leather from the inbound.
The warning on the bench of Batangas called by one of our referees. The biggest lead already now at 10 points para sa side ng Batangas. Nasobrahan ng selflessness. Itong side ng BIñan.
Well, they were trying to go for the better percentage or the higher percentage shot. But as you said, a little too much.
Yeah. Knowing that there are also times kung saan they were all free to take those shots. But a bit hesitant, I guess.
Their Chakavin Bin unaware of the shot clock left for Biñan. Gave up a pass, but they were called for a shot clock violation.
Ten-point gap. Afril showing us some veteran moves.
Bumibitin sa ere.
Kate. Oh, what a sequence. Guaranteed, you can create those fancy moves if you'll be able to convert. And she did.
Good look by Snow to Kate.
I was waiting for the reaction of Coach Cholo Villanueva, and he was like, okay. No reaction at all since that was still a conversion, but Monique Del Carmen will answer back in the triple. 9-point game. And Batangas has been trying to maintain the advantage. Just like on this one, 11-point lead. Bad landing there for Tongko, pero she is actually asking for a substitution. It seems like she's ailing her right ankle, pero parang di naman.
Trying to play through it.
Kate in that play, sidestep move, guarded. At naging easy assist pa yun for Kate Castillo to Afril Bernardino.
After Bernardino enjoying the game in this third quarter.
Luisa has the leather here. Luisa went for that fake short in the J. She gets it leather back. Jack to Luisa, top of the key, triple. Nailing that one in.
After the hustle there by Luisa, able to put in that 3 at the top of the key.
Dropping in.
What a beautiful layup there by Lozada.
Just an exchange of points here in the third quarter as we are halfway through. 5 minutes. Ara. Unable.
Sorry, miss there, yes, but that's a matchup.
Yep, that went in and out.
Babawian si Ara.
4 minutes and 47 seconds, and another report coming from Chantal.
Daphne and Ross, I got a chance to listen to the instructions of Coach Jack Azqueta for the Takjel Angels to bounce back for the second half. In the words of Coach Jack, ang nangyayari raw kanina, yung big man daw nila ang palaging nagbababa ng bola kaya hindi sila makapag-set ng play. Basag raw ang opensa kasi kung sino-sino na lang ang tumitira. And this is where they have to adjust. Dagdag pa nga ni Coach, palagi daw pumupunta ang kanilang kalamang koponan kay April kaya naman kailangan nilang i-challenge ang kanilang opponent. Huwag daw malamya ang mga fouls, iparamdam daw nila. Pero syempre, huwag naman daw at sportsman-like ang foul. At kanina rin, bago sila lumabas ng kanilang dugout, lumaan din dito at nangamusta si Honorable Mayor Alonte para sa kanyang team at binibigyan niya raw ang buong suporta para sa team. Kaya tingnan natin kung makakabawi pa sila para sa third and fourth quarter. Balik sa inyo, Daphne and Ross.
Thank you so much, Chantal, for those updates in the halftime during that huddle. What we see, Luisa San Juan, HOT, hot hands for Luisa San Juan. Redemption mode on.
Answering back from a three-pointer, also from Afril Bernardino. Luisa San Juan gets it in for Biñan. And I thought Kate Castillo was going to give us another 3. But Afril Bernardino gets one from under.
Afril Bernardino, though, averaging 13.8 points per game and 40% efficiency from beyond the arc. But Monique Del Carmen also a reminder that it's not a solo gaming for Luisa San Juan for Biñan. What a dish. Kate Castillo wide open. Went near this time.
Oh,
Okay, some underrated players that we need to highlight this time. Talking about Lozada. Ten-point game here in the third quarter with 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Some passes happening here for Batangas. Ibik Lozado. Shall be denied this time. A chance here for Chak.
lead referee getting the look there on Chak Kabinbin stepping on the line.
This is our Hotel Sogo, so good play of the quarter. And yep, another three-pointer, this time coming from Afril Bernardino. Lozada, corner triple this time, too strong. Luisa securing the possession.
Second personal foul on Afril Bernardino against Luisa San Juan.
It's a 10-point game here in the third with 2 minutes remaining. Chak continues to orchestrate the offense.
Well, that's going to be, looks like a holding foul against Lozada on Luisa San Juan, which was why she wasn't able to get the entry pass from the top of the key. But Coach Cholo trying to plead his case.
Yep. But that will not be granted as the possession remains on the side of BIñAN TATAK. Gel Angels. Luisa San Juan with 14 points and 7 rebounds so far. But Chaka Binbin, you gotta guard her. 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 9 assists.
Monique Del Carmen with another 3 for BIñAN TATAK Gel Angels.
The Bulaqueña finding her groove here even in the third quarter. 93 seconds remaining. Snow has it. Unable to get that finish. Chaka Binbin all alone against Claro. Not a problem.
Chak just in time on that fast break for the BIñAN TATAK Gel Angels.
All speed and all cleverness for Chaka Binbin with 17 points on this game, and they cut the lead by only 5 points. So back inside the Alonte Sports Arena here in Biñan, Laguna for our final game. And currently we are in the third quarter. 71-66, Batangas, New Zealand is actually on top earlier by double digits. specifically by a dozen of advantage, 12 points. Pero ngayon, 5 puntos ang kailangan nilang alagaan. Afril against 4 white shirts.
Just in the nick of time at that.
Afril Bernardino, the 3-time Southeast Asian gold medalist, 2-time WMPBL MVP, and 3-time UAAP MVP against 3 white shirts. Clearly not a problem for this veteran. Afril Bernardino also played in that recent all-star team of the FIBA 3x3 Asia Cup 2026, and she likes being talked about.
Well, this is where experience comes out, and definitely a highlight for what Afril Bernardino brings to the table.
Still in the third quarter of our final game with final 65 seconds remaining. Some timeouts being exchanged here for some better movements to happen in the third chapter.
Now Monique Del Carmen holding on to her left knee here. This is not a sight you would like to see.
Yep, definitely. Hope everything is okay. So it came first from that inbound earlier. Monique went for that push, pero mukhang may tulak din itong si MG. Hope everything's okay here for Monique Del Carmen, knowing that she already suffered from ACL injuries, both of her knees. Kaya very risky din talaga. But of course, her comeback is indeed a testament that no or nothing can really stop the talent of Monique Del Carmen here in the women's basketball, especially here in the Philippines. And with that, so not a foul, but it was upgraded into an unsportsmanlike foul according to our referees.
There seems to have been excessive hard contact upon the reception by Monique Del Carmen. That's why, MG Kalang gets called for an upgraded unsportsmanlike foul.
And so Monique makes it 2 out of 2 from the charity stripe. And she just helped her team in cutting the lead, or cutting the deficit by only 7 points. And may possession pa sila na makukuha dito. Chuchi has it. Just in. Too much sauce in that layup drive. They pick CC. Camille has it. MG with that fake. They pick Afril. 12 seconds to shoot from the elbow. That won't go. Monique on the other end. Chuchi not anticipating that one well. Chak, emergency pass beyond the arc, short for Monique.
Good offensive rebound here by BIñAN TATAK Gel Angels for their second chance points.
4 seconds to shoot. A lot of hesitations here.
That won't make it near the ring for the white shirts. Coaches signaling to foul to make a stoppage in this game with 4.7 seconds left.
Camille has it to MG. Went for that fake. Step back three. Too much sauce. But still, Batangas, New Zealand. In this 7-point advantage, 75-68. Really an all-around performance here. Having a recap here in our third quarter.
Kate Castillo with that layup, and Luisa San Juan corner three-pointer for the white shirts.
2 players already here for Batangas, New Zealand with 22 points for Kate, and Afril with 21 points, hitting that 20th point mark. Meanwhile for BIñAN, some contributions by Monique and Chak, 75-68 at the end of the third chapter.
Ito ang liga ng bawat Pilipinang maharlika. Buong bansa'y makikita ang husay ng bawat Pilipina. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Buong bansa'y makikita ang husay ng bawat Pilipina. Ito ang liga ng bawat Pilipinang maharlika. Buong bansa'y makikita ang husay ng bawat Pilipina. Oh, 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 oh.
First room action here in the final 10 minutes of this ball game. Also our final game between BIñAN TATAK Gel Angels going up against Batangas, New Zealand. Jill went for that early jumper, won't work, pero may offensive rebound. Second opportunity.
A 3-second violation was called on the Batangas New Zealand BLUEFIRE, but I think that coming off from an attempt, that was a rebound from Afril Bernardino.
Yep. Parang ang bilis ng bilang kanya. 12 seconds to shoot for the ladies in white. Chuchi has it, overcooking that hit. There was a steal for Chak Kabinbin, left all alone in that layup.
Quick hands by Chak. They needed that. Cutting down the lead to 5 now.
Claro, floater won't work. Chak again. Si MG this time nakaabang na. Ganda ng tapik ni Claro. Afril. 3-pointer for Batangas. No, Batakino.
What a sequence of events here, Daph.
Indeed, this is our Hotel Sogo. So good play of the quarter. Chak Kabinbin. All alone, kissing it off the glass.
Substitution batting the button, second place in Monique Tongkarman.
Luisa to Dan. Quick shot this time. Trying to maximize the 24 shot clock. Luisa sidestep move. Lays it up and in.
Initially, she was looking to pass to another teammate, but she saw she was available in the last second. Why not take the shot, Luisa?
MG goes on the other side. Picking Jill in that play. Aquino too strong in that hit. Aquino securing it. Second chance. Jumper will be short. Wasted chances here for Batangas. Only 3-point game. A 1-possession ball game in the 4th chapter. Justin against Jill. What a cut made there by Chuchi Paraiso, absorbing contact. And she'll be earning 2 shots from the line. Yep, not disappointing. She gets it. Although the second one was a sorry miss. And also almost an opportunity for them to secure that offensive rebound. Pero nabitawan lang ni Dan Pasha. Aquino off in that shot. Luisa well guarded by 2 blue shirts. Top of the key, triple short.
Good look there by Chuchi Paraiso, though falling short for the BIñAN TATAK Angels. Snow Peñaranda gets blocked on the drive.
What a defense here for BIñAN. They got 8 seconds to shoot. Tongko, corner triple here for Batangas. Unable to get that friendly bounce. Chuck to Dan. Pasha, one-handers, good. 75 all. A humble reminder that BIñAN is definitely at the comfort of their homes.
Tie ball game now here, 75 all, Daphne.
Aquino going for the triple still. Nope, that will not work. Snow against 3 white shirts. See what happened in that play. Dan with that sidestep move. 6 minutes and 24 seconds, and we are currently deadlocked at 75. But right now, makibalita mo tayo kay Chantal.
Daphne, before the 4th quarter, Batangas New Zealand BLUEFIRE head coach Cholo Villanueva had a brief but direct instructions for the team. Sabi ni coach, this is already the 4th quarter, so they have to be stronger with the ball and just go hard. The focus of their play was to have improved defense and to follow up with a fueled execution of their offense. Although despite these reminders, medyo nakahabol ang ating BIñAN TATAK Angels, and mukhang malaking improvement ito dahil mas malaki ang nakukuha nilang support and energy from their benches. Now let's see how this game will follow through. Balik sa inyo.
Thank you so much, Chantal. But so far, Batangas not wasting any opportunities, especially with big women's underneath their core, their center. Snow Peñaranda banking that one in an end one chance to complete a 3-point play. Although I think something is bothering Snow right now. Not sure if it's her lower back or her thighs or her glutes.
Seems like she took quite an impact on her fall after that shot.
Yep, some pain
Yeah,
from
that-
her glutes though.
Good show of sportsmanship here also by Monique Del Carmen.
I like na parang nag-aasaran sila Monique dito. Tsaka sila Kate. Of course, they're opponents right now inside the court, but they're all friends outside the court. Batangas in this 3-point lead. Hopefully, you'll get an update later on from Snow Peñaranda. 78-75 with 6 minutes and 5 seconds remaining. Ow!
Scramble for the ball there, but MG Kalang incidentally hits her head. It's the back of her head.
Really love the sportsmanship in the women's basketball. I swear. They're all made to be tough enough to play basketball indeed.
Well, 6 minutes, 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's still a lot of time left in this game, Daphne.
Yup, still a long, long way to go, and still a lot could really happen here in this fourth quarter.
Well, Biñan just down 3 points currently, while winning their previous first round game against the Batangas New Zealand BLUEFIRE by 4.
3-point game. A chance here to execute para sa panig ng BIñAN TATAK Angels. Chuchi went for that push, and that jumper was way too off.
Shot clock violation here by the BIñAN TATAK Angels. Coming off from that shot by Chuchi Paraiso.
5 minutes and 50 seconds. Andrea kicks it out, picking Kate in that play. Afril in that fake. One-on-one against Luisa San Juan. Nope, getting her own miss. Getting it the second time around. Some veteran moves that we are seeing here, courtesy of Afril Bernardino.
23 big points for Afril.
Monique to Chaka Binbin with that fake sidestep move. Trying to go for that drop pass to Chuchi Paraiso. Chuchi wide open. Too strong in the drive.
Sorry, missed there, and she knew it as well. She had it already at the palm of her hands.
That was probably adrenaline stopping. Itong si Chuchi Paraiso.
Second chance on this inbound.
So a warning was called here against Andrea Tonko for sentiment to a call, because they thought that possession will shift on the side of Batangas. Getting it up na napunta pa rin yung possession sa panig ng BIñAN.
Foul on the floor here will be called against Lozano. Both teams with 2 fouls each in the fourth quarter.
Inbound play, Monique. Catch and shoot. Nope. Second chance after that offensive rebound. But Kate Castillo says we're gonna take care of the cookie this time. Afril. One-on-one. Foul on the floor will be called. And they liked it. They needed that foul. Talking about Batangas City. Still a 5-point game here with 4 minutes and 45 seconds. Good. Castillo knocking that one down.
Good recognition there by Afriel Bernardino, having Kate Castillo at her back.
Literally pulling the trigger once more is Kate Castillo with another conversion here. Make this an early Christmas present with 25 points on this battle.
That was a difficult pass by Chuck Bin to the inside, forcing a turnover for the white shirts.
This time, Ibik Lozada and unable to connect.
Little bit of a miscommunication there on the under extra pass.
Final 4 minutes remaining here. 8-point game. And some turnovers piling up para sa panig ng Biñan. Luisa from the corner. That was off. Luisa with 16 points, Chuck with 19, and Monique with 20 points. Andrea Tonko launching a triple.
Raining threes here inside the Biñan Sports Arena.
Guess who's at home? It's not the Biñan but Batangas City. Just proving that home court is not an advantage. Andrea Tonko launching a triple, forcing Biñan to call for a timeout here. Minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the final chapter. Timeout called on the side of Biñan after the back-to-back triples para sa panig ng Batangas, led by Kate Castillo and supported by Andrea Tonko.
Luisa was looking for an extra pass down under, but couldn't complete the reception by Chicky Faraon.
6 seconds to shoot para sa panig ng Biñan. One-hander still didn't work. But they have this third chance. Talking about the Angels. Luisa top of the key short. 3 minutes remaining. This is already an 11-point lead para sa panig ni Coach Cholo Villanueva, and Afriel hoping to extend this into a 13-point lead. A close match as we try to head it, or when we headed towards our fourth quarter rather, but it is Batangas slowly pulling away here in the fourth chapter.
Having pounds called on number 18, Andrea Tonko. That's her third personal. We have New Zealand goodbye.
Chuck has a chance here to cut the lead. And she makes that first free throw.
Makes it 2 out of 2 for Chaka Binbin. Still an 11-point game.
That's also been an improvement on the White Shirts' story so far here in their rematch. Their free throw percentage is up 61% against the Batangas New Zealand Blue Fire at 46%. So that's been a big help for the White Shirts.
Really a lot of quality shots here para sa panig ng Batangas with 44% efficiency from the field, while 37 para sa panig ng Biñan. 2 minutes remaining here. Lot of 4 shots for Biñan so far.
Not the shot you would like at this juncture.
Barikit with a miss, but April Bernardino will definitely not miss that hit.
Afril was at the right place and at the right time for that rebound and that putback, as we see here.
And that sort of became an assist by Barikit to April Bernardino in that play. And yes, that veteran movement is necessary here for the decorated WMPBL player. MVP numbers speaking volume here for April Bernardino. And now a timeout in less than 2 minutes remaining. Three by Justin Domingo. They need an 11-0 run and some better defensive stops. Lozada left wide open from the corner. That will be a miss though. 65 seconds. Justin eyeing to go for back-to-back threes. Oh, almost, but not quite. "49 seconds. Tonko, safe to say that it is Batangas will be earning this victory. Again, it was Biñan who won over by 4 points in the first round.
Still pushing here with that last three-point shot by Justin Domingo, reducing the lead of the Batangas New Zealand Blue Fire down to 8.
Tonko knocking that one in from the charity stripe. So free throw line violation, kaya possession ay mapupunta para sa panig ng BIñAN TATAK Angels. Monique with that bounce pass, and Ara, as long as there's time, they will convert. Talking about BIñAN TATAK Angels, 20 seconds, 7-point game.
Blue
8 seconds remaining.
Blue shirt just playing it out.
Yep. And that will do it. A 7-point win para sa panig ng Batangas. So 92 to 85 will be our final score. Congratulations once again on the side of Batangas, New Zealand Blue Fire, winning over BIñan TATAK Angels. 92 to 85 is our final scores. And you like that consistency which was showcased here para sa panig ng Batangas. And recalling our game highlights, Ross, nakita din natin the efforts which was given on the side of BIñan, led by Chaka Binbin as well as Monique Del Carmen.
But the Batangas New Zealand Blue Fire bounced back in the second match against the BIñan TATAK Angels, being able to improve on their 3-point game compared to their last meeting in the first round.
Indeed, a redemption could be the game story here para sa panig ng Batangas. Again, both teams prior heading towards this game with a 4-1 record. But this time, it is Batangas, Coach Cholo Villanueva's squad, who find themselves successful in this revenge kontra sa ating home court team on the side of BIñan. And just really like how BIñan tried to, answer back in the second half. No, we mentioned na they were actually more aggressive heading towards the second half, but still, it was the efforts or yung pagiging selfless nung ikot ng bola para sa panig ng Batangas that really helped them to seal the victory.
You're talking about the assists, especially for the Batangas New Zealand Blue Fire. They were up 25 to 16 against the BIñan TATAK Angels, and they were able to limit their turnovers to just 11 against BIñan.
So our doubleheader Sunday is indeed a quality game. But of course, in a moment, makikilala na rin natin ang ating Unitech's most trusted player of the game.
Yes, Daphne, dito nga ako kasama ngayon si April Bernardino. Kanina we were just talking about she was very much consistent during the round 1 at ito hindi nagpatinag, nagpakitang gilas agad for round 2. Congratulations, April. Ano naman ang pakiramdam na kanina you were hailed one of the most consistent and ngayon nakakuha kagad ng double-double with 28 points and 18 rebounds?
Like katulad na sinabi ko kanina, enjoy lang, and for today's game siguro tinrabaho namin ng bawat isa sa amin and nag-enjoy lang kami. Nagtiwala kami sa isa tsaka sa system ni Coach Cholo. So.
Alam nyo mga WMPBL fans, galing pa raw sa Gilas training kahapon si April, walang pagod. Paano mo nakikeep up yung ganitong stamina, physicality at saka focus on the game?
Syempre para sa akin, know your priority at first. Syempre, and lalo na yung responsibility. And discipline lang sa sarili and continue improving every day and learn something na you can bring sa tong buhay. So,
once again, congratulations sa inyo. Para sa inyo, nakabawi kayo mula sa last game nyo. Pero sa ngayon, babalik muna tayo kay Daphne and Ross.
Thank you so much, Chantal. And of course, congratulations once again to April Bernardino. Indeed, a veteran and a leader for Coach Cholo Villanueva for Batangas.
Definitely a game that April will remember coming back into the second round against the BIñan TATAK Angels.
And of course, this is a wrap para sa ating doubleheader Sunday. Upcoming games, that will be on Wednesday. Mark your calendars on May 27. Pasig will be going up against Caloocan at 4 o'clock p.m. Second game naman po natin, Quezon City will try to go for back-to-back victories kontra Akari Sparks. And of course, we'd like to say thank you to everyone who tuned in this doubleheader Sunday on behalf of Daphne Cristobal Rosk, Teotico, and on the sidelines, Chantal Lauden. Of course, on behalf of the hardworking men and women behind the scenes, this is the Women's Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Maraming salamat po and good night. See you on Wednesday.
Ito ang